Good morning. Welcome to the John Mendola Show here on WILK. We are driven by McCarthy Tire Service, locations in Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Kingston, Hazleton, and Williamsport. Well, buckle up. We got some freezing rain coming through the area in the next several hours, a little bit more this afternoon, so make sure you have a safe commute wherever you're going today. High school football season going on. We got area teams going at it, so we'll talk a little bit about some games that are going on today and wish our area teams the best of luck, and hopefully some of these teams could get through, but it is the winter sports season is kicked off a week ago. Basketball and wrestling and swimming and I guess indoor track for that matter is all ready to go, and they're in the gyms and getting in there, so that's for sure. We're going to talk Wyoming area girls basketball that's coming up in a little bit. Chad Lejeski will join us, but first up, let's talk Wyoming Seminary boys basketball. Pete Moses, the new head coach at Wyoming Seminary. And Pete, welcome in today.
We're happy to be here. Thank you very much.
Well, you know Wyoming area a little bit. You coached there last couple of years over on the guys side, and talk a little bit about your experience there and now being able to get this new opportunity at Wyoming Seminary.
Well, I really had a wonderful experience at Wyoming area. Dealt with a lot of great kids, great administration. I was very happy with my time there, and when this opportunity made itself available to me, I knew it was something I had to go after, and I'm happy to be with these guys now.
And the hard work at SEM. Basketball has been pretty good there, and these guys, you really have a great group of guys, and you're looking to take it to another level. Talk about the talent that you have coming in, but then of course you want to make sure they're going to work at it. But talk about just the raw talent that you see when you stepped into the gym with this group of guys.
Well, first and foremost, I'm blessed to have a group of great athletes that want to get better every day, and they want to listen, and they want to work hard, and they want to improve. They want to be coached. So I'm blessed to have that. As far as raw talent, I think this team's very deep. You're going to be talking to 5 boys here today that all are excellent with the ball, great shooters, have length, have height, can defend probably 4 different positions on the court, and are very interchangeable on offense. So, there's a lot of athletic ability here, and I'm very happy to work with them.
Let's talk a little bit about, Pete, your coaching background, coaching the Dallas, Wyoming area. Defense, one of those things that you like to try to make sure that you're going to get after it.
Yeah, it always has been at Wyoming area. That was one of the things we worked hard on here at Wyoming Seminary. We have the ability to do some different things that I wasn't able to do there. I think we'll mix defenses up. I think you'll see some full court defenses, man zone. I think our man defense in the half court is going to be very active because we have length and height that I did not have previously at other places I coached. And the boys really want to get after it, and I think that we'll be able to give teams different looks.
You're a basketball junkie. I see you at a lot of games. You go to college games or high school games. Talk about just kind of trying to always take in a little bit of stuff and maybe some of your influences as coaches in the early days for you and getting after it now as a coach.
Yeah, obviously as a young kid, my influences were Jim Atherton and Tony Koneski, two guys I really admired as a young kid and influenced me a great deal. Obviously, my family was always involved in basketball, and now obviously as a coach, I definitely have some mentors around the conference that I talk to on a daily basis, guys like Coach Toole and always leaning on guys like that, Mark Belinsky. So obviously try to surround myself with good people and influencers, and going to a lot of games, watching lots of films, stealing stuff from good coaches and putting it in our offenses and defenses, and that's all part of basketball.
All right, let's talk about the guys. First guy we're going to talk about is Dimitri Ganal. Coach, tell us a little bit about his athleticism, things that he could do. He said he could be versatile, he could be inside, he could do a little bit of everything, but just his athleticism really stands out.
Dimitri's the best athlete in the conference. He's freakishly athletic, plays above the rim, plays way taller than he is, uses his athletic ability and his length to his advantage at all times. I think he has the potential, obviously, to beat you from the inside and the outside. But just like most of the other kids on this team, you'll hear me say he's a great two-way player, which means he's going to help us on both ends of the floor. And that's invaluable when you can put a guy out there and know that you don't have to make substitutions or changes offense, defense, because you're going to get a lot out of him on both ends.
All right, let's welcome in Dimitri Ganal here on the John Mendola Show. Dimitri, senior year for you. Talk a little bit about your excitement about closing this thing out and hopefully closing it out in a positive way.
So far, it's been a good 2 years at SEM. Really excited to go into my senior year. We have a great group of guys. We're all excited for the season to get underway under a new coach.
You're another one of these guys. You really concentrate on your basketball. Talk about doing it every chance you get and just playing all the time.
Yeah, so over the summer for the past, I don't know how many years, I've been playing AAU with Jeremy Callahan. His dad was our coach, and we would travel everywhere, every weekend, practicing 3 days a week. I think that really shaped me.
And you're small or a power forward. You can do a little bit of everything. When you play in your AAU team, they may ask you to do one thing here at SEM. They may ask you to do another thing. Talk a little bit about how you feel this year at SEM and what your role is going to be.
So during AAU, I'd mostly be stuck inside, depending on personnel. But on the SEM team, I'm looking to move out a little bit to the wing, get some looks out there, because I know at the next level in college, that's what I will need to do.
Big family. Let's talk about your siblings, what they're all up to.
Oh, I have a twin brother and sister, Nigel and Natalia. They are 13 years old. They play basketball, and they are getting into AAU, doing some lacrosse to stay busy. My younger sister, Alessandra, also plays basketball with them. She's 12 years old.
Math and science, a couple of subjects that you enjoy in school. Talk about being in the classroom at SEM, always a challenging environment. You got a 4.06, so you know what you're doing there. But tell us about, whether it's some teachers you enjoy or what subjects it is.
Yes, I really enjoy AP statistics with Mr. Pons. And in the future, I'm looking to do something with cardiology, maybe medicine, something in that aspect, or something relating to business with hedge funding or investing.
All right, all sounds a little above my level. Coach Moses, this is fun stuff. Your ability to get a guy like Dimitri, you know what you're getting on the court, and talk about him cerebrally, what you see so far in practices and how he interacts with the other guys and can pick things up against other teams as well.
Yeah, Dimitri has a very high basketball IQ, and I think that comes from his exposure to the game year-round. Obviously, as you said, he travels on the AAU circuit, plays a lot, watches a lot of basketball, and his ability to understand the game fundamentally helps us as coaches when we're putting in offenses or defenses. Being able to relate to why we're doing what we're doing and looking for what the correct options are on our offensive sets is all stuff that is easier for him because of his high basketball IQ, and I think that's why he's a highly recruitable player this year for colleges.
And Dimitri, getting back to you, that last question is about the colleges. Some people are set on D1, could be a great D2 schools around here in the PSAC. A D3 could be a good fit, but because of your focus there on what you're going to do, it's going to be interesting to see how your major lines up with the college that you want to go to, or university for that matter.
Yes, right now I'm looking mostly to go to a higher academic Division III school. I've been out to Kenyon College, Johns Hopkins, Swarthmore, some schools like that.
All right. Well, we wish you the best in your future endeavors, and have a super season, okay?
Thank you.
All right, Dimitri Ganal there on the John Mendola Show here from Wyoming Seminary. It's 10-11. Let's get to our next player. It is Nick Ganter. Coach, let's talk a little bit about Nick and what he brings to the table for this SEM program. Well,
Nick is a true leader on this team. He's vocal. I think the boys look to him for leadership, and I lean on him for leadership. So far this season in practices and in workouts. Nick is an extremely athletic big. He runs the floor better than any big man in the Wyoming Valley Conference that I've seen in my time coaching. He's a true rim runner. He finishes around the basket. He clogs the middle. He's able to defend without getting into foul trouble. We went and played in a shootout out of town, and he had to guard some really big boys, 6'4", 6'5" kids, and he was able to defend them in the post very well for us and take them out of the game. And Nick is very athletic for a big. I mean, he defends the screen and roll well. He talks on defense. He's active on the boards. So we're really looking for a lot from Nick. And to be quite honest with you, when I got the job here, one of the first things I think is when I saw Nick is that we might have to even utilize him more than he's ever been utilized before in this offense, because you just don't get big guys that finish around the basket like this in the Wyoming Valley Conference.
All right, let's welcome in Nick Ganter here on the John Mendola Show. Nick, welcome in.
Thank you.
Let's talk about Coach mentioning, you got to be athletic, but you have to be tough down in the post. Talk about, strength-wise, what you try to do to make sure that you have a little bit of power down there to handle some of the bigger kids.
It's kind of hard to with the big guys, but I try to like keep a wide stance and just use your chest. Can't use your hands because if you put two hands on the guy, it's a foul. So it's got to stay strong with your legs.
Let's talk about how you feel you round out this group of guys and being that big guy in the middle. There are some other tall guys, but you're kind of the guy that they're going to lean on as far as the big down there. What do you try to do in making yourself big or a lot of communication down there to make sure you have help when you need it?
I try to I'll do skip passes to the guards and they'll pass it to me and I'll post up real big and just rebound. And then my biggest thing is as coach said, is running the floor. And I think I compliment the guards really well, running down, giving them the effort, and then they pass me the ball and I get rewarded with those layups.
Talk about some of these teammates that you have. Again, you're one of a couple seniors on this team, Nick. Talk about some of these underclassmen that are pretty darn talented.
We have Jeremy Callahan, who's a junior, Todd Phillips, who's also a junior, and Jake Courts. They're the other starters, and those three, they're really, really athletic kids, and they could all shoot the ball really, really well. Jeremy really good with the three, Jake, and then Todd has an awesome jump shot that he's been working on this year, so they're really, really good.
For you, let's talk about lacrosse, another sport you play. Are you really serious about it, just something you do? I know Sam tries to get you in two sports, so talk about how you approach lacrosse.
Lacrosse, I always loved lacrosse, playing it ever since second grade. I was looking to go to college for it, but I couldn't find any offers that have a very good academic program, so I applied to colleges just for college.
All right, let's talk about your siblings, Patrick and Margaret, and what they're up to.
My brother Patrick, he's 21. He's a junior at St. Joe's University, and he rows on their varsity crew team, and he does really, really well at that. And then my sister, she's 12 at St. Jude in Mountaintop, and she plays basketball and's loving it as a center.
STEM electronics over at STEM. Talk about what you do in that class.
STEM electronics. It's like a senior class, and it's a lot of fun. It's like just like with electronics, just like wiring different components up and coding stuff. I really, really enjoy it.
All right, business track for you down the road. Your dad is one of your role models, so is that something that your dad's involved in or just something that you want to do?
Yes, my dad's really involved in business. He's a vice president at a company in Miami, so I look to follow a similar path to him.
All right, and as far as a college, university, you're thinking far away from home, the right fit for you, and is basketball going to be a part at that next level?
I don't think basketball will be a part at the next level. I'm hoping to go to Fordham University in New York.
All right, man. Sounds like you got a great plan, and we hope you have a great season, Nick.
Thank you.
All right, 10:15 here at WILK. We're talking Wyoming Seminary boys basketball. We're going to continue that conversation. Still got a few more guys to get to. Also going to talk a little Wyoming area. Girls basketball today. We're going to talk about the Lackawanna Trail football team. They play tonight against Halifax, and hopefully everybody on the road today gets to where they need to go. Family, friends, games, all the fun stuff. A lot of scrimmages here in northeastern Pennsylvania going on today. We appreciate the SEM guys working around the schedule, getting in here today at WILK. We're going to take a time out, head out to our local State Farm insurance agent, Matt Daly break. Like a good neighbor, Matt Daly in Kingston is there. We'll be back on WILK.